All right, what is up, y'all? Jiri here, back with another daily live stream on Underdog Fantasy. And hey, before we get started, leave a like, subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers, and I kind of had an idea. If you saw BBG stream, I am a fan of the pull-ups. I have a pull-up bar right next to me. I'm kind of thinking 100 subscribers, 100 pull-ups. Put the bar right behind me. We can do 5 in between each pick. Try and get 100 through a whole draft. I think that would be kind of fun to do. So, and hey, by the way, I beat y'all today. I am the first comment today. Okay, let's hop in a draft now. I'm actually in a room and it just filled. So, trying to be a little sneaky today. Beat y'all in cuz man, these drafts are a lot better when when you guys aren't in it. To be real, you guys are sharp, all right? And I'm trying to make some money too. Although we have had some good teams um with you guys in here as well, but you know, it's fun to get a little different sometimes and try and oh hey, Nice and Blunt made it. Welcome, Nice and Blunt. He is on the live stream tomorrow, so funny you made it in. Bone Nose Jackson. I feel like I've seen this name before too. Maybe some of you guys did sneak in here. So that's all right. And man, it's exciting. It is Combine Week officially. Now, today was just linebackers and D line. So nothing really fantasy relevant, but definitely something we're going to be talking about today as far as potential risers, fallers, and what the combine means. Now, I'm not going to claim to know the most about any prospects or who's going to run fast, do this, do that. I'm more so going to learn a lot from this combine and try and see them next to each other and get some takes, because especially with these receivers, it seems like there's a huge crop of receivers that could go like at the back end of the first round and in the second round. And if we can identify those guys who are just a tier above the rest, then I think that gives us a big edge. And I believe that it is Saturday where the receivers and quarterbacks are going to be going. Definitely a day I am looking forward to. Who Hames, what's up? I mean, if anyone happened to miss the stream yesterday, we had Who Hames on. Great time, great drafts, and yeah, it's some teams that I didn't normally draft. So I'm happy to have those in my portfolio and definitely have to be drafting with Who Hames more often. Yeah, dude, Sonny Styles, holy crap, dude. He ran what, 4.46 or something like that? That is terrifying. And doesn't seem like, oh wow, Nice and Blunt goes Hampton. He's getting different. Interesting. Sonny Styles, like similar to running backs, there's been shade thrown at these off-ball linebackers as far as going high in the draft. But hey, if someone's a baller, they're a baller. And oh, dude, come on now. We got our boy, St. Brown. Without a doubt, man. We're clicking that every time. Falls in our lap at 11. I'm not a fan of pick 11, but hey, you give me St. Brown, I am very happy with that. Now, I don't love Achane. I'm going to take him here, though, just to get a little different. I do have an Achane St. Brown team, so this is number 2. And yeah, we're going to see how that turns out. Chato, welcome, my friend. Hey, dude, I subscribed to your channel today. You're loyal and show me love, so I'll show it back. Absolute OG of the channel. Dude, 11'2" broad jump for Sonny Styles is disgusting. Bryson Anderson, good luck, good luck. Thank you, my friend. Tried to sneak in without some of these guys, but our friend Nice and Blunt, he is live as well. And shoot, we ended up in the same draft, so that's kind of fun. And I'm looking forward to drafting with him tomorrow night. Here's some of his takes, because whenever he's been in my drafts, he's drafted some really nice teams. So I'm starting to do some more collabs with people. Very fun and exciting for me. And we've drafted some good teams together whenever I've been drafting with others. So I don't think that's going to be any different tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to it. Let's take a look at this draft board. Pull that up. Sonny Styles was first in Broadvert 10 years. Oh, and 40 time at a linebacker? That is disgusting, man. Now, can we see him go top 5? I wouldn't doubt it. I think top 10 is an absolute floor. But damn, dude, these linebackers, wow. Here's a question. Are linebackers better athletes now than the running backs? Like arguably, because they're bigger, right? But man, some of their times are just faster and like athletic ability. That's insane. Sup, dude? I just watched Nice and Blunt and gave you a follow. Hell yeah, Jamie. Thank you, man. Welcome. Welcome to the neighborhood. Also, I feel like that might be the name of I don't know what to call it. My followers or subscribers, my community. We might just be called the neighborhood because my name is Hoodie D. We got the hood, but I am I'm whiter than the mayonnaise that Will Levis puts in his coffee, so I don't feel like I can say welcome to the hood. So we'll be the neighborhood, all right? We'll whiten it up a little bit. And dude, Bloop Bloop, sick name. But here at pick 3, wow, Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, and Chase Brown, absolute nice start. Rashee Rice, interesting to see go here at 26 after some news about potential longer suspension than last year if he found to be guilty of some misconduct. And we're gonna get T-Mac here in the 3rd round. That's a no-brainer pick right there. And now my question is, do I want to pull up Javonte or do I want to get a Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson? And on this team, I think I'm going to pull up Javonte. Someone I want to get a little more exposure to. He's going to end up going around here anyways. So I might as well do it now. And when we get a unique team with Achane, St. Brown, Tedero McMillan, I don't mind that at all. What's up, Green Bean? Welcome. Welcome to the neighborhood. Hey, Jamie made all your music? Sweet, dude. Man, this community's dope. This community runs deep. I turned on all notifications, so I'll jump in your live chats more. Hell yeah, man. I love when you guys hop in the chat. It makes it a lot more fun for me. You guys all seem really cool too and fun to interact with. And you have given me insight on prospects and all that as well. So I love having some sharp people in the chat and in the neighborhood. Do you really want to be Mr. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, you're making it sound creepy. All right, I might have to redact that. All right. If you want something for your drafts, I'll work on something. Hey, dude, that's very thoughtful. I'm not sure yet. As far as like music in the background, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan personally. I think I kind of just like the silence a little bit. So we'll see though. We'll see. I'm still very new, so I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself or make things too complicated yet. And Chato, I know that you have a future in this. There's a lot of YouTubers that copy and paste. Keep going. Hey, dude, thank you, man. I'm trying my best to be as original as I can and just be as authentic to myself as I can be when starting this. Because if I want to stream every day, man, like I can't just portray an image or try and be like someone else. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And also a reason that I haven't consumed too many drafts as far as like other people's content. I have in the past a lot, but this year I really wanted to just try and find my own lane first, and then I'll still be tapping in and consuming as well. I like popping in people's streams though, for sure. Advinson, my goal is always to surround myself with smart people. Hell yeah, man. You are what is it? You're an accumulation, or you are the equivalent of the 5 people you spend your most time with. So always good, man. That's why I like listening to Liam's streams, Apparently a lot of people hate him, but he's a smart dude. Can't argue with that. Oh, dude, give me the lemon. I would love me some lemon. Hell yeah, dude. We're getting sour. We're getting sour out in here. Now, I would take Jaden Daniels too, pretty happily with my next pick. Brian Thomas goes, so give me Jaden Daniels. Just feels like a solid pick, not one you can go wrong with. And yeah, he unfortunately thinks the same thing. Now, Marvin Harrison, DK Metcalf, probably the guys I'm going to lean towards here. And let's switch up. Let's go DK this time. There was some talks today about Brian Thomas potentially getting traded to Pittsburgh. Now, it's hard to know how real that is, but fuck, man, that's going to be pretty nice for my Parker Washington bags if Brian Thomas gets traded. I have like 35% Parker Washington right now. And man, I watched his highlights earlier today from this past season, and dude's a baller. Dude is a dog. He's getting used in so many different ways, like getting deep passes, getting short passes, catching contested balls. He gets some running out of the backfield, getting work in the red zone. Like, man, I like me some Parker Washington. Yeah, dude. Hey, Liam's won best ball. So he's won best ball mania. So he is the GOAT. I'm also rocking, where is it? The Best Ball Mania 4 shirt tonight. A good omen there. Good omen. Who Hames, you're the other one I like. You have your point of view and very respectful. Yeah, man, everyone seems to love Who Hames, man. And me too. Who Hames got great energy. And he has a great point here, which I also feel about myself. I understand I know nothing. Like, you never want to be too attached to your views. Like, we're talking about human beings here, right? Like, so much can change so often. PPR Tyler is usually a fun one to watch. I like a little football trivia and knows his rookies and stats. Yeah, dude, I like Tyler too. And always give a huge shout out to Tyler because he was the first one to give me a platform, have me on his stream, and show me a lot of love, give me some traction. So yeah, huge shout out to PPR Tyler always. Much love to him. Now let me take another look at this draft board real quick. Anything standing out? This player at 5 has a nice start for sure with JSN London, AJ Brown, Flowers, and Lamar Jackson. Ramondre Stevenson as your first running back doesn't feel great, but I guess he kind of needed one. Michael Wilson feels a little rich there for me. Nice and blunt. He gets our boy Parker Washington. And, I'm not opposed. I was going to say I'm not opposed to just going Justin Herbert right here. I don't, this is a tough spot. I'm going to go Tucker Kraft. And on the way back, I might just double tap tight end. Not something I've done a ton, but I don't hate it when the board doesn't look too great to me here. So I don't feel like I need to reach up for a receiver. We can look at Jordan Love with Tucker Kraft, hopefully at our next pick. So I could go Kyle Pitts, or I could get the Lions correlation with Sam Laporta. I think on this team, I'm going to go Kyle Pitts because I know I've double tapped Tucker Kraft and Sam Laporta at the turn before. So might bite me in the ass as far as getting Jared Goff as a quarterback. But like the team with Jameson Williams, actually, okay. The team with JMO is right before us, and he just drafted Herbert and Mahomes. So that's good for us potentially getting Goff. And we'll have to keep an eye on where Sam Laporta goes for sure. Who Hames have the G GOAT in the underdog. Not too many can have one. Who Hames is a G, man. We had a great stream last night for anyone who possibly missed it. Already my most viewed video, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Yeah, everyone's got a lot of love for Who Hames. Yeah, right here, I really don't mind clicking these double tight ends. I think that's something that Who Hames and I actually talked about last night. Or it was Bindles and I the night before, but I think Who Hames and I talked about potentially drafting just two of these guys that we like at tight end. And I like it. I like it. I think we get a lot of spike week potential for both these guys. And I don't think it's impossible for one of these tight ends to be our tight end and one of them to hit our flex every now and then as well. Both have very high upside. Danimal, what's up, man? Welcome. Also, dude, I realized with your name's Danimal. And look, up here, there's also a Danimal because my cat's name is Dan and he is an animal. Oh, oh, man. Those were unique builds for me, but that's what made them great. Yeah, dude, unique for both of us, which is, I think, definitely a plus for doing some collaborative drafts and makes it unique for both of our portfolios. Damn. Okay. Jared Goff does get taken to the team with Jahmyr Gibbs, so that's a bit of a bummer. And we are surrounded by teams that have two quarterbacks already, so that feels good to me at least for being able to get quarterback values later in the draft and not just get completely sniped. Let's see. Nice and Blunt has Christian Watson though, so I'm kind of really hoping that he doesn't take Jordan Love right here. And Sam Laporte is still on the board. Wow. That is interesting. Not anymore. Bonos Jackson takes him. Nice and Blunt goes Jadarian Price. So I'm happy about that. Leaving Jordan Love for me. And I can push him around the turn, I'm sure. So I'm going to take David Montgomery first and lock up a third running back. Because there's no way this guy should go Jordan Love right here. That would be absurd. Watch him do it now. That would be hilarious. Please don't. I would just take Baker instead, but please don't. Nice. He takes Jaden Reed. So, fuck, man. If he took Jaden Reed and Jordan Love, that would have hurt my soul. But we get Jordan Love as a stack with Tucker Craft. Another reason I wanted to go Tucker Craft there instead of Sam Laporta is just to open up another quarterback opportunity for me when I don't have one yet. And we still have options at quarterback. Like Bryce Young, we can look at probably at our next turn pick. And Aaron Rodgers late in the draft, Michael Penix late in the draft. So another reason I went with Kyle Pitts as well over Sam Laporta. Just give myself another out at quarterback when I'm starting late, and I definitely want 3 on this team. So I like that. Hell yeah, commercial fish for a leffing, so you guys can call me Danimal. Hell yeah, dude, you are a Danimal. Hell yeah. I've been doing drafts out crabbing Northern Cali. Love the content. Damn, dude. You get good connection out there? Or you got like some Starlink or something? But dude, drafts while crabbing. I bet dogs like crabs, on underdog. I bet some dogs can crush some crabs. Sipping on some kombucha tonight. I haven't opened it yet, so let me know if you guys can hear this because it's always so satisfying. Oh yeah. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't get like a satisfying, or I don't drink pop either, or soda, whatever you want to call it. So I never get like a satisfying like crack of a can, but like opening up one of those bottles like that, oh, so satisfying. Wow, Malik Willis gets pulled up to 121. Interesting. So this guy definitely feeling a little desperate at quarterback. I'm gonna queue up Bryce Young because I'm probably just gonna end up taking him at pick 134. We need a quarterback. We have Tedero McMillan. That feels fine to me. Okay. It's an interesting range of the draft. Like a lot of players just don't feel that great. I do like how our team is turning out though so far. It's very balanced and we have a lot of flexibility with where we want to pick. Nice and Blunt also has a very flexible team with a 1-3-5-1. Going with some rookies too, and a falling George Kittle. Interesting. Let's take a look. He has Josh Allen, Marion Hampton. So he got unique going. Okay, I'll look after. Oh man, do I get my first share of Matthew Golden? I haven't been able to draft him yet. I have not drafted Matthew Golden yet, but I feel like this would be the team to do it on. Like, no running backs really seem enticing here. We definitely don't need a tight end, so I might as well take my first share of Matthew Golden. I was actually team Jaden Reed over Matthew Golden last year, which, I mean, both were kind of a miss because Jaden Reed got hurt and Matthew Golden just did not play well. But yeah, like pick 131 feels okay. If Romeo Dobbs goes back to Green Bay, that doesn't feel so great, but hopefully his role can expand going into his second season. They did draft him in the first round for like the first time in what, over 20 years they drafted a wide receiver in the first round, maybe longer. So I don't hate that. We're definitely stopping at 2 tight ends. We're going to get a third quarterback. Not a build that I've really had before, so interesting to me. We got a unique combination with Achane, St. Brown, both guys falling. I always like to get the falling value. And I did a draft earlier today that I'll show after the stream, or after this draft I'll show. And I got some really good falling value there. There was like one team, his name was My Cunt, which is pretty funny. But this dude was just like pulling up guys 1 or 2 rounds ahead of ADP for every round, which just seemed a little silly. I don't know if there was some collusion going on in there or what, but hey, gave me a unique team. I just got everyone like 1 to 2 rounds after ADP. So I'll take that instead. Man, a lot of quarterbacks gone off the board. Everyone in the draft has at least 2 quarterbacks except for this guy at pick 1. So he's probably happy that, oh, and he gets Daniel Jones. So now everyone has at least 2 quarterbacks. Interesting. He double taps Josh Downs, Daniel Jones. I don't hate that. And I think I'm probably going to be looking at running back with my next round pick. Try and push quarterback a little more. I think we can push Michael Penix to like 179, 180. What's his ADP? Michael Penix ADP is 168 actually. So if I want him, I probably have to take him now, but I'm not desperate. I think I'd rather just wait and get Rodgers like 4 rounds later. Okay, we definitely want to see these tight ends go off the board. And there's a lot of value here at receiver still. Rashid Shaheed, I like a lot. Pat Bryant is someone who Hames was talking me into last night for sure. Jerry Judy. And then I'm probably going to go one of these receivers and one of these running backs. Yeah, nice and Blunt. I thought he was going to take a Shaheed there. Just guess the ADP value. Shaheed, great pick. I would take Pat Bryant on this team. Someone I haven't got a lot of, but hey, Hames made a good case for him. And he goes right before, so we'll take Jerry Judy as our 6th wide receiver. Why not? Pick 155. Feels fine. And then going to be looking at either Tajay Spears or Rachaad White. Kind of lean towards Rachaad White. A little more proven in the league. So I'm going to take him. He can find himself in a favorable landing spot. And we'll queue up Michael Penix. So far, our team looks like Jordan Love, Bryce Young at quarterback. Running backs, we have Devon Achane, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Rachaad White. Feels pretty good. Receiver, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tedero McMillan, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Jerry Judy. and then Tucker Kraft and Kyle Pitts at tight end. So I think this team's actually coming together really well. We feel solid everywhere. Obviously, we don't have the sexiest quarterbacks in Jordan Love and Bryce Young, but hey, we're stopping at 2. If we can get Michael Penix with our next pick, I wouldn't even mind tacking on Aaron Rodgers for a 4th quarterback on this team because it feels pretty solid and deep all around. HN, not someone I'm drafting a lot, but one thing I've thought of recently is like, what happens if he gets traded at the deadline? Who knows what team would trade for him? But I think that would be like his most bullish case because the talent's obviously there. He's going to want a new contract, and Miami's in like complete rebuild mode, and they're going to have to eat that entire Tua contract. So who knows if they want to devote that much money to the running back position, even though he's by far their best player on their team and probably their most popular player as well. So we'll see what happens there, but I think there's definitely some outs to him getting traded at the deadline, which I mean feels like it would be good for fantasy. But he just plays on the Dolphins right now, man. Like that just scares me. The Dolphins, they just scare me. Okay, let's take a look at this draft board. Got some rookies going. Omar Cooper, someone I'm always trying to get more of. Just seems like a really great talent and still undervalued. He's gone up a lot in these drafts, but still feels pretty cheap as far as a guy who can go in the back end of the first round and makes plays with the ball after the catch, breaks tackles. So, going to be interesting to see how he performs at the combine for sure. And let's ask the chat, are there any guys that you're really looking forward to seeing at the combine as far as like fantasy relevancy? Like who are some of your top prospects that you're going to be looking at? I think a lot of guys are really expected to go pretty fast. And wow, Keishon Boutte, if he falls to me at 179, I'm going to take him. And then hope we get Michael Penix on the way back. He goes, so do we take Braylon Allen first? Not someone I've drafted a ton of, but he also falls a lot past ADP. So you know what? Why not? Let's get Braylon Allen. We'll try and push Penix one more pick. Hopefully Newitz doesn't take him. He takes Terrence Ferguson. One more pick. Come on, buddy. Give me Penix. And Nicholas Singleton. So we pushed the quarterback. It worked out for us. Not like Braylon Allen is really all that, but hey, 16 picks past ADP. I like it. And then we get Michael Penix, a nice 14 picks past ADP as well. So this team is coming together really well. I'm going to queue up Aaron Rodgers to take with my next pick if he's available. And then going to want to look at running back for sure. Mike Washington and Malachi Fields. Yeah. So things I've heard about Mike Washington are like he's a big dude, like almost 230 pounds and can run really fast. So, man, if he runs like under 4.5 even or in the 4.4s, like, damn, man, wheels up. I still don't know much about his game at all, but hey, numbers wise, absolutely. And Malachi Fields, you guys know, someone I am drafting a lot, and I would love for him to have a good combine and for him to just shoot up draft boards because that will just be good for my bags and staying unique right there. So I'm definitely interested to watching him as well. And okay, Aaron Rodgers gets taken. That's fine. So I'm happy with my 3 quarterbacks. Not surprising this guy took him either when he only has Malik Willis and Daniel Jones. But I think the on-field drills are probably more important for these wide receivers than the 40 time. Like 40s are important, of course, but just seeing how they catch the ball, if they use their hands, and just watching them compared to each other side by side, one after another, I think is going to be really interesting to see. So something I'm gonna try and tune in for sure. I think I'm gonna be working Saturday though while it's going on, so I might have to like catch a replay or watch highlights, but definitely something I want to do my due diligence on. Yeah, I think I'm done with these three quarterbacks. Definitely not the most attractive quarterback room in Jordan Love, Bryce Young, and Michael Penix, but they're all stacked, which feels nice. Joe Mixon is just undraftable to me. I wouldn't mind a Ray Davis here. I wouldn't mind reaching up for did he get taken? Oh, Najee Harris. Najee Harris, someone I'm trying to get more of as well. We're just talking about Mike Washington too, so we'll see who comes to us. Ray Davis gets taken, so I'm probably okay. And Malachi Fields, dang dude, you guys are taking my guys. Come on now. I feel like this team could use some rookie help. Yeah, let's go with Najee Harris first. And we could look at Keon Coleman. We could also look at Emmanuel Wilson if we want, but I don't even think he has a locked in role. Like, I really would not be surprised if Green Bay picks up a rookie running back or even a free agent backup. And he gets taken anyway. So, do I want a rookie or do I want just a Keon Coleman? I think on this team, I'm going to go with Keon Coleman. Let's get Keon first. Hoping that he's just on his revenge tour this year. So disrespected by the Bills coaching staff. Like, so disrespected. It was your decision to take him in the first round. Like, don't just completely shit on the guy, man. He's had 2 years in the NFL. Surratt is also interesting, might be a stud. Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about a ton of these guys because I don't watch college ball. I'm not going to claim to know all the best prospects and who should be getting drafted over who. I kind of just listen to others when it comes to that, and not just what they say, but how they say it. And that's a one reason why I like Malachi Fields so much, because listening to Daniel Jeremiah when he was talking about these rookies and like second round rookies who might get pushed up into the first round, he spoke about Malachi Fields differently. Like, I think it is important to pay attention to when someone's voice just like kind of lights up when they talk about someone and they get like a little extra excited. Like, I don't think that's nothing. I really don't. And it's similar with Omar Cooper, where he's not just talked about as a good prospect. Like, people get excited when talking about him. And then on the contrary, like Chris Brazzle Dazzle, people definitely recognize the hype with him as well, but they also emphasize some of the question marks too. So little things like that when I don't watch college ball kind of give me a little bit of insight. Okay. Now let's think about who we want to end this draft with. Hey, Danimal, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You got to think outside the box, you know? And I genuinely think it's an underrated thing. Because man, everyone has their favorite prospects, but if you can actually tune in to how things are said, I think it can be really telling. Glad you're on the same page, my friend. But also, you can try and find things as well. You have to be careful with that because if you're looking too hard for it, then you can just convince yourself someone's like hyping someone up when they're really not, or someone is trying to make themselves believe that this guy's the next thing, or make you believe and try and be like overly convincing. So I don't know the exact words or phrasing how to say that, but yeah, I think there's something there. And now, okay, who do we want to end this draft off with? Do we want another running back? Do we want a tight end? Do we want a quarterback? You know what? Let's go with a quarterback. Let's just go with a rookie. Why not? Why not? I still think there's outs to Jacoby Brissett just being the starter next year. Like, he is under contract in Arizona. He's super cheap. They might just want to save some money with eating so much cap from Kyler Murray, but we'll go with the rookie upside on this. Why not? Because hey, if Ty Simpson goes to Pittsburgh, for example, we could have a little stack with DK Metcalf right there. So yeah, this is our final team. Different kind of build for me, different players, but I quite like how it came together. So at quarterback, we have 4 quarterbacks. I think this is my second 4 quarterback team. My first one was with Bindles the other night. And we have Jordan Love, Bryce Young, Michael Penix, and Ty Simpson. Devon Achane at running back, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Rashad White, Braylon Allen, Najee Harris. I think that's a solid running back room. And then receivers are great. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tedero McMillan, Mekhi Lemon, DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Jerry Jeudy, Keon Coleman, and Malik Washington. And then Tucker Kraft and Kyle Pitts at tight end. So I think double tapping tight end at that turn actually worked out quite well for us. We got both quarterbacks stacked as well. So I think that was really, really good. And the reason I went with Malik Washington here at the end was just to get a little Miami correlation. And who knows, Ty Simpson could even go to Miami. So we have some outs there for potential stacks. Let's take a little look at Nice and Blunt's team. He's the homie, so we'll have to tap in. Josh Allen, Fernando Mendoza. I like just stopping at 2 quarterbacks there. Hampton, he pulled up to get a little different. And then Jadarian Price, Emmett Johnson, Tajay Spears, Zach Charbonnet, Ray Davis, Damon Claiborne, Adam Randall. A lot of rookies, but you drafted 8 of them, so you really only need like a couple of them to really hit. And then Malik Neighbors, Christian Watson, Marvin Harrison, Parker Washington, QJ, Rashid Shaheed, Trey Tucker, Ted Hurst. A lot of upside and a lot of spike week potential. Like Neighbors, Watson, Washington, Shaheed, even QJ, Trey Tucker. Like all these guys are high spike week potential. And then Colson Loveland, George Kittle is a really nice tight end room as well. So if he hits at running back, then that's a really nice looking team. Now, we are going to hop in a second draft, but first, I'm going to show you guys this team that I drafted earlier today because I like it. And look, if you look at the title, we pulled it off. We got the Brown Town. All right. We got the Brown Town. So I'll go through the team first, and then I'll show you the draft board. We got Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff at quarterback. Running backs, we have Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, Tyrone Tracy, Kenneth Gainwell, Alvin Kamara, Najee Harris, Jordan James. At receiver, we got St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Carnell Tate, Parker Washington, DJ Moore, Jalen McMillan, Omar Cooper, and Malachi Fields, with Tucker Kraft, Isaiah Likely, and Cade Otton as our tight ends. Very solid team, I feel like. And looking at this draft board, I think I made like every right pick. You could argue maybe the second round pick, pulling up Chase Brown, but I felt like going with the Brown Town. So, yeah, I wanted to go Brown Town on this one. And I'm happy I pulled up Javonte in this one as well. I was considering Terry McLaurin in the 4th round just to get a little different and then thinking about Jaden Daniels, but I still ended up drafting Jaden Daniels in the 6th round and was considering Hurts to stack with Brown, but I went with Daniels just because I thought it would be more unique. And then with the amount of rookies I have and where I have the rookies potentially going in the draft, I think we can fall into some stacks with Jaden Daniels because Carnell Tate could very well go to them with the first pick. And then Malachi Fields, Omar Cooper could very well go to them in their 2nd round pick. So they need receiver, and I think there's a good chance one of these guys could go there. And then look at this team, man. Mike Hunt. This is what you don't want to do, trying to get unique. He went Hampton, Bucky Irving, Egbuka, Harvey, Drake May, Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, Woody Marks, the GOAT, Travis Hunter, Matthew Golden, Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, Pat Bryant, Kamani Vidal, Alec Almanor, Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor? I think I got that right. Kyle Williams, Isaiah Bond, Mac Jones, and Andre Yoshivas. Really a team that makes no sense. I was thinking, like, is this guy just colluding? But then when you look at all the players he got, they're all super young. So maybe he's just like a new NFL fan and like didn't know any better. We're hopping into the draft for anyone that wants to join. 4 more spots available. Maybe Nice and Blunt will be in this one too if he's doing a second draft tonight. Filled up real quick. Yeah, dude. Browntown. We're getting unique, and I don't think we're sacrificing value. So I like all those guys. Like I think St. Brown just a all-star. I think Chase Brown, you know, one of my guys, absolutely. And I think AJ Brown in the 3rd round is just a great, great value. The team does fuck. Absolutely. Team absolutely fucks. Brooklyn Bum in here. Welcome, my friend. Anyone else make it in? And Danimal. Okay, I got a little Brooklyn Bum Danimal sandwich. So, hey, Danimal, we'll definitely go over your team today. We'll definitely go over your team. No sniping here. Talk away. Dude, you're getting sniped, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're getting sniped. And you know what I have to say to you? Good luck. Bryson X Anderson, I think he might have been in our last draft too. Definitely someone who I've seen in our drafts as well. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, Bryson Anderson is in here. Second 101 in 31 drafts. Dude, I don't even know the last time I had a 101. Seriously. Like, I feel like I got a little lucky on my first 20, 25 drafts, and I got like 4 or 5 101s. But since then, man, dude, we don't even get our boy St. Brown. No Browntown today, my friends. No Browntown today. And Jonathan Taylor goes, Christian McCaffrey, man. I don't know if I can do it. I think I'm just going to go Gene T. I'm going to go a little different. Pull up Ashton Gene T because honestly, in a vacuum, I like him better than all those other guys on the board. I really do. And Danimal's going a little different with Justin Jefferson. Interesting. It's a take that Huhames had last night. Pull up Justin Jefferson to the 1st round, and you get 2 guys who don't normally get drafted together, so that feels fine. CeeDee Lamb goes. CMC at 11. CMC, man, he can easily just be the number 1 running back again, but I'm not holding my breath for that. I'm not getting my hopes up too much. Another year older, has a lot of injury risk, coming off another very heavy usage season. So, but hey, very unique team with CMC and Achane. Not people you see really get drafted with each other often at all. Also, not people I really like much in the 1st round. But hey, any chance to get unique, I'm with it. I'm for it. And yeah, this guy here at 10 pulls up Brock Bowers to get different as well. Okay, so I feel like I am just going to go with one of these running backs. Maybe I'll go with Hampton. I feel like Omari and Hampton and Gene T do get drafted together quite a bit because he falls a little bit. We reached up for Gene T. Like, that's not too unique, but, we don't need to get completely different in every draft that we do. So we'll start with 2 running backs this time, a little bit of a different build, and see how it goes from there. Be interesting to see if one of these running backs fall back to us in the 3rd round, but I really like the receivers in this range as well. Yeah, Trey McBride. Trey McBride isn't someone I'm really clicking at all right now. I checked my exposures. I have like 3 teams with Trey McBride when he fell really far, and I could get a little unique, but just doesn't feel that great. Cardinals, we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. They're in full rebuild mode. and just feels expensive at the tight end position and especially like in these 20 round drafts when you can get 3 guys for real cheap. Wow, dude. Demo zone, Gibbs, Love, and Chase Brown, sick start, dude. Sick start. I hope you fuck it up. Selfishly. Selfishly, I hope you fuck it up. And Bryson pulls up AJ Brown at the turn, which I like. I like that a lot because he's never going at the 4-5 turn. So immediately get unique there. Now, Brooklyn Bum goes with the 3 running back start. So we'll go ahead. We'll get T. Higgins. That feels fine. And then kind of hoping that one of these other receivers will fall back to me. Like pick 41, it seems like you can get kind of lucky with one of these tiers falling back to you, but you can also just miss out, which doesn't always feel the best. I like this start too for number 3. Or sorry, pick number 10 with CMC, HN, Ladd, Garrett Wilson. Like if that comes together, then that's a really, really strong team. Unfortunately, a lot of good starts in this draft, which sucks. But oh man, do we go with our boy? I feel like we have to do it. I'm not gonna pass on JMO. You give me JMO? Come on now. Love me some JMO. Yeah. Haven't seen it yet. Even if they're players that you don't necessarily love, like, hey, I don't know shit. Like, I can be very wrong. It's February still. So if you can have the opportunity to take them there, absolutely do it. Get different, get unique. I still like my start though. We have the door open for Burrow at pick 65. Please don't snipe him, you guys. Danimal and Brooklyn Bum. Don't. But hey, you know what, you guys don't seem to do that. You're not spiteful drafters, at least. You're not just like drafting to try and screw someone and make their team worse. You're trying to make your team good yourself. So I respect it and don't mind having you guys in my draft for those reasons. Now, is Bryson going to pull up Jaden Daniels? I don't hate that as well. He goes to Luther Burden. Okay. Not something I'm afraid of doing here at the 4-5 turn. I do have teams, though, with Terry McLaurin in like the 5th round and Jaden Daniels in the 7th round. But I also just don't hate pulling up Jaden Daniels to stack with Terry McLaurin because they really don't get put together that often. Okay, so Demo Zone here at 2 started with Gibbs, Love, and Chase Brown. Absolutely love it. But I think you needed to go receiver here, man. Getting Colson Love and Lamar Jackson and having 0 receivers through 5 rounds just does not feel good in a tournament like this. Not to me, anyways. He goes Brian Thomas, so I'm going to go ahead and get Rome Odunze. Someone I want a little more exposure to. I was big on Rome Odunze last year. And, man, seemed really, really good at the start and then kind of just let me down. So something I'm trying to like realize too is not to base your decisions this year on the past year. And like people who like you were really high on and didn't work out, don't just fade them for that reason. Like try and remain neutral and unbiased in that way. Like another reason why I haven't drafted much Kyler Murray this year, even though he's going in like the 140s and could just be a starter for a new organization and maybe revitalize his career like Daniel Jones. But man, I missed on Kyler Murray last year. I'll own that. Absolutely. He was my 2nd highest drafted quarterback. Caleb Williams was my highest drafted quarterback, which did turn out well. But I missed on Kyler Murray. I thought that he was going to get used more in the run game and another year post ACL take that next step, but he did not. So who's Daniel going to go with? Don't snipe me, Danimal. Don't do it after I was talking all nice to you. Okay. So I'm curious to go DeAndre Swift here just because he's falling, but I'm going to go with the quarterback and Joe Burrow. I just think Joe Burrow in the 6th round is just a great value. He's just so good at football. I just finished my live. I'm hitting the rewind. Curious what your perspective in that lobby was. Yeah, interesting. I like that we ended up getting in the same draft. That was fun. Yeah, a little bit of a different build for me. Ended up going with 4 quarterbacks. But with the guys we had and the stacks that we had, I think it worked out well and turned out pretty good. So I didn't hate it. DeAndre Swift at 67 is a pretty good value. Again, not one of my favorite picks, but Neil P. Stars, he's been in these streams as well. So man, I'm surrounded by you guys. You guys are just surrounding me. And oh, Demo Zone, thank you, dude. My manifestation came true. So y'all heard me. I was saying I hope he fumbles this. And hey, Demo, if you're listening, no shame, no hate, but just learn. No receivers through 6 rounds is just not good. Oh, no receivers through 7 rounds, man. I don't know, dude. Like I see what you're doing. You're trying to get really strong at quarterback, really strong at tight end, and then just draft like 11 receivers probably. But in a tournament where you need to start 3, like man, I don't know. That just feels really, really shallow. And dude, there's no chance we're getting our guy here. There's no chance. Not with Neil and Brooklyn Bum here. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Brooklyn Bum's gonna do it to us. I'm just waiting for it. Oh shoot, he takes Trevor. Hell yeah, man. I love me some Parker Washington at pick 80. And dude, where does Parker Washington go if or when Brian Thomas gets traded? Like really, where's Parker Washington going? Dude, that sucks, man. That guy had no business taking Caleb Williams either. He should have fallen back to you at pick 1. Let's see. Who'd you have? You had Luther Burden, right? Yeah, you did. Reaches up for Herbert and Dart. I don't mind that because both you can backstack as well. And they are pretty talented. This tier is also pretty flat. Like, I don't think you needed to reach for a running back. You have 4 solid wide receivers, so I don't hate that. All right, Danimal. Who are you going with, buddy? I think right here I'm looking at a tight end. I just love the values of tight end in this range. He takes Worthy. So, man, I'm going to get another share of Tucker Craft. I've gotten Tucker Craft in like my last 3 big boards, I'm pretty sure. But he's fallen to me at pick like 89, around there each time. And I just like that. Opens up another quarterback option for me. So I'm liking how this team's coming together actually quite a lot. Feels very solid. We have Joe Burrow as our quarterback, Gene T. Hampton as our 2 running backs, both going into their 2nd year, hopefully taking a step up. And hey, division correlation too, right? Raiders and Chargers. And then Joe Burrow stacked with T. Higgins. We have Jameson Williams, one of my guys, Rome Odunze, Parker Washington as our receivers. Really nice receiver room. You could argue like they're all wide receiver 2s, but they all have a ton of upside and spike week potential, and they all get touchdowns. And then Tucker Craft, who's just a stud. Hopefully he can come back healthy from that ACL injury. Man, I got so unlucky last year as far as tight ends and them getting injured. Like, I remember my 4 highest drafted tight end exposures, and they were all between like 17 and like 20-ish percent. But I had a lot of Sam Laporta, Tucker Craft, Dalton Kincaid, and Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland dealt with injuries early, and then Tucker Craft, Sam Laporta, and Dalton Kincaid all didn't finish the rest of the season. So that hurt me quite a bit. But shoot, man, they all seem like pretty good takes. Maybe Sam Laporta was the worst out of those guys, but as far as like single week ceiling, and touchdown upside, he had it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with oh shoot, do I want to just get a quarterback? I think so. I kind of want some more Addison, but looking at our team, I think we just need this second quarterback in Jordan Love to stack with Tucker Craft. Because quarterbacks have been going a little early in this draft. Like Justin Herbert, Jackson Dart got pulled up. Lamar Jackson and Caleb Williams. There's a lot of teams with already two quarterbacks: Stafford, Purdy, Mahomes, Bo Nix. And I could definitely see someone in this back end trying to get Jordan Love to backstack with Jaden Reed. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that quarterback first. I don't mind it. And I don't mind stopping at these two either. I'm probably more comfortable stopping with two quarterbacks in this tournament than others, but I really don't mind it. And I think I'm going to go with Jaden Reed here. Let's do it. We got Matthew Golden in the last draft. Let's get Jaden Reed in this one. I like doing that sometimes. When I draft back-to-back teams and I get like stacks of a similar team, just getting like some different players in that stack just kind of feels nice, you know? Like instantly just diversify a little bit. And here's my take on three quarterbacks in these tournaments. So they definitely raise your floor. They definitely give you a better chance to make it out of like the initial rounds. However, you might even have more flexibility in these drafts to only stop at two. Because unlike Best Ball Mania, there's 3 out of 12 teams that advance. So gives you a little more wiggle room. And then in order for three quarterbacks to actually pay off in the playoffs, which is where we make all our money, there's only 3 weeks in the playoffs. So you would need each quarterback to spike into your lineup 1 week. And if just one of those quarterbacks hits your lineup twice, then by default, that means one of your quarterbacks is just a waste of a pick, essentially. You know what I mean? Even though he could help you get there for sure, like we're trying to make our money. We're trying to outperform 557 teams in the final. Okay. I'm going with a running back. I think it's a pretty easy pick for me right here. I like Tyrone Tracy because I'm not drafting a lot of Scatabo, so I do like Tracy. And then our next pick is where it gets a little interesting with what we want to go with. Even if Matthew Golden falls, I'm not sure if I'll take him. Could just go with a super stack in Green Bay. Yeah, not someone I've drafted that much of. But shoot, who knows? Maybe he does just take that second year leap. He gets taken anyways, so we don't have to worry about that. Could look at another tight end, but this tight end range doesn't feel that great to me. We could look at a Fernando Mendoza if we wanted to go with a third quarterback. Just being like one of the best picks on the board. Because I'm not too desperate for other positions. I don't love J.K. Dobbins. I don't like Trey Benson. I do like Rashid Shaheed, but I don't know if we need a sixth quarterback or a sixth wide receiver right now. Wow, Rashad White gets pulled up. Man, this is tough. I was literally just talking shit about three quarterbacks, but the way this board looks and the way my team is set up, I think it's just the best pick right now, actually. Like, I just don't feel like anyone else is really worth the value at this pick. Like, maybe we could have gone with a receiver, but we can find values later. So, yeah, I kind of just contradicted everything I was saying about three quarterbacks, but you also, you got to take what the board gives you. Got to take what the board gives you. And Trey Tucker, someone I like quite a lot. Our boy Sweet Leaf isn't here, but he's not allowed to take Trey Tucker. Always got to remind him of that. Also, just I didn't feel too desperate to get a fourth running back right there. Like in these 20-round drafts, I can go 7 running backs on this team if I want to. And we started with GT and Hampton. So I'm just going to lean into that. Lean into these second-year guys. Hope they hit our lineup 80, 90% of weeks. And then we got flexibility at our other positions as well. Yeah, I agree with you. Slap it up. Both strategies can work. And definitely not like I'm not exclusive 3 quarterback or 2 quarterback. My number one strategy is take what the board gives you and try and build the best team with however it is going in that draft. Try and read the board, read the room, and draft accordingly. These running backs are going, though. Definitely a position I want to look at. And yeah, like Brenton Strange is still falling if we wanted to get him 18 picks past ADP, which is something I might do. Yeah, we're going to take what the board gives us. So we easily could have just taken Brenton Strange with our last pick at 137, and that still would have been past ADP. But we push him another round, get him at 152 for our second tight end. And I think I might just be done at these 2 tight ends as well in Tucker Kraft and Brenton Strange because we have 3 quarterbacks. So if we went 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, we'd probably end with like a 3-6-8-3. But if we finish with just these 2 tight ends, then it gives us another running back spot to throw a dart at. And these 5 wide receivers that we have right now, I don't feel desperate to get a 9th on this team. So I think that's kind of where I'm leaning as far as my build goes. And I think that's important to think about while you're drafting, like how it might turn out for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Sean Tucker right here. Kind of feels like the last guy in a tier. And we do need a running back. So he can very easily be replaced. But in the 14th round, like, why not? Yeah, definitely going to need to slam running backs. But I think I'm just running back and wide receiver from here on out. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think this team can definitely pull it together. And yeah, look at where these other tight ends went. So we got Brenton Strange almost 20 picks past ADP. I do like Juwan Johnson a lot, but I'm always going to take the value. And then Kenyon Sadiq, Mark Andrews goes like right around where he's going. Travis Kelce gets pulled up. Isaiah Likely gets pulled up. AJ Barner gets pulled up. So compared to the rest of the room, we definitely got value at the tight end position. We got Tucker Kraft past ADP too, which I like. Man, Parker Washington pick 80 just feels so nice. Like, where is he going if Brian Thomas gets traded in these drafts? Where are you guys taking him? Like, are you taking him in the 5th round where Brian Thomas went in this draft? Because I don't know if he's not on the team, it's hard to argue he shouldn't go that high. I think pushing to the 4th round would be pretty rich, but like I would take him above Marvin, DK, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton. I would even take him above Christian Watson, Jordan Tyson. So to me, if there's no Brian Thomas, I think he's a 5th round pick. Personally. Thank you, OTR. Appreciate it. We're trying to draft good teams here, We're expecting to win 200K. Yo, Brooklyn Bum, draft your guy, man. We know how much Brooklyn Bum loves his Tyreek Hill. Do it. Draft your guy, Brooklyn Bum. I feel like I talked him out of that so bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Vidal here. Could go Samson as well, but when we're planning on going 7 running backs, why not just lock up the Chargers backfield? I think both these guys could have a role. And then if one of them gets injured, then who knows? I may. See, dude, that's all I'm saying. You can get him later in drafts. You don't need to be taking him at 135. Dude, shoot, I might just snipe you on him. If he goes at 185, like, I might just even take Tyreek Hill if he's going that late. 40 picks past ADP. Oh, beat us to it, man. Beat us to it. I would have considered it. Now, I'm going to go trade Tucker right here, get our 6th receiver, and then we get a stack with Mendoza as well. So our team is correlated quite well. We have Joe Burrow with T. Higgins, which is pretty chalky, but I don't think it's bad. Excuse me. We have Jordan Love with Tucker Kraft, and then Fernando Mendoza with Gene T and Trey Tucker. I like this team. I do like this team. We're definitely just receiver and running back from here on out. Probably finishing with 7 and then 8. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. Let's take a look at this draft board. Anything stand out? Also, Brooklyn Bum, thanks for joining the chat, man. Appreciate you. You're in these drafts all the time, so yeah, feel free to hop in the chat, man. Love chopping it up with you. Nothing stand out. Elijah Surratt, I feel like, has fallen a lot since this contest started. Kayshon Boutte as well. He was at like pick 100 when this contest first opened. Dude, you're absolutely right. Like, Tyreek Hill could very well be a league winner. But being over 30 years old, having your leg snapped in half, going sideways, just that's tough, man. But then again, you know, you look at guys like Zach Ertz or something like that, like in his late 30s, he like got his legs snapped in half pretty much too, and he's already looking like a stud. But I think Tyreek Hill might have been Who Hames that said he still needs another surgery, or someone told me that, which isn't very optimistic as well. But honestly, though, just in these early drafts, I kind of just have a tendency to fade some of the older guys and some of the seriously injured guys. They just kind of end up being a fade for me. Because usually they just fall more and more in these drafts. And usually the reports are overly optimistic at this point. Okay. So looking at my team, damn, Brooklyn Bum took Najee from me. I'm going to go ahead and take Mike Washington. Could be a combine riser if he runs really well. And we could use some rookie upside on this team. For sure. And we'll see what comes back to us in our next pick. See what comes back to us. Joe Mixon, for similar reasons to Tyreek Hill, is also a tough click for me. Someone who I completely faded last year and worked out very well for me. Dude, you're right. He's got paid a child support. Yo, did anyone see that like tweet that the Miami cop who arrested him, I think it was last year or the year before, put out like when he finally got released from the Dolphins and when he retired? Like that was so funny. We're gonna go with more rookie upside. That was so funny. He's like, dude, you're a piece of shit. Like, you need to pay your child support, all this shit. Like, absolutely hilarious. 7 kids, dude. Man, you know, pulling out's not that bad, okay? Like, it's not that bad to pull out, and it's not that hard. All right, you're a fast guy. You should be able to do it. Or maybe he just comes too fast. That could be the thing too. Tyreek Hill's so fast that he just can't pull out. This is what we're talking about late in the stream. uh okay, let's get back to this draft. Pause. So I'm definitely gonna be looking at one more running back and one more receiver on this team. Not too often where I start two running backs in Gene T. Hampton and end with 7. But I think when we got our third one in Tyron Tracy at pick 128, I think it makes sense. And then some later guys as well. But I feel really solid about our quarterbacks. Feel solid about our tight ends. I think our receivers are really good and have a lot of spike week potential as well. So this team's coming together well. Team is coming together well. Bam, running back just gets so thin down here. One of these rookies, though, one of these rookies is going to rise so far up the board. It happens every year. Don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be one of them. Anyone want to take their shots now? Make their calls? If I was a professional athlete, I'd have 8 kids too. Hey, dude, you can field a whole football team like Phillip Rivers, just have 11 and have the most elite Thanksgiving backyard football game. That could be a life goal for a lot of people. Man, Keon Coleman this late is pretty intriguing. Brooklyn, okay. Neil takes him. Now, I have a lean for who I'm going to take. I'm not going to say it yet, though. Who you taking, Brooklyn Bum? Damn, dude, you're reading my mind. I was going to take Mr. Ryan Flournoy. Dang. Nice pick. You know what? Everyone loves Jeremy Bernard. Let's just end off with 2 of these rookie receivers. I think we have the room for it on this team. And then if one of them hits, I think that gives us a lot of value. Hemby, Claiborne. A couple people thinking Claiborne. Interesting. Any take on current Washington RB1 Chris Rodriguez Jr.? I'm above 30%. Doesn't seem like the worst 17th, 8th round pick. No, I don't think so either. Like, if you just look at what he's done in the league, I don't think it's bad. But I think he's pretty replaceable. Now, Jordan James has been talked up a lot. Hemby was just shouted out in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to go Jordan James. I'm going to go Jordan James on this one. We already have our rookie in Mike Washington Jr. And Kyle Shanahan apparently expects big plans for Jordan James. So maybe he'll actually get a snap on offense this year. Who knows? Yeah, not a bad team. I think I like my first team better, but it's an interesting team. We have Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Fernando Mendoza as our quarterbacks. Running backs, we have Ashton Jeanty, Omarion Hampton, Tyrone Tracy, Sean Tucker, Kamani Vidal, Mike Washington Jr., Jordan James. At receiver, we have T. Higgins, Jameson Williams, Rome Odunze, Parker Washington, Jaden Reed, Trey Tucker, Malachi Fields, Jeremy Bernard. And then tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Brenton Strange. So if there's one position I want to go thin at, it is tight end. And I like this team. The wide receivers, could say we just have like all wide receiver 2s on our team, but there's a ton of upside. Ton of spike week potential. And then we have our anchor running backs to hopefully carry us. And then maybe like these guys can pop into our flex. So all stacked up quarterbacks as well. And hey, we got Danimal's approval. So I like it. We got Danimal up there too. Good correlation right there. Now, Danimal, I did say I would go over your team. I almost forgot, but we'll go over some of the guys' teams in this draft. So maybe we'll start at the 101. We'll go with Bryce Anderson first. And hey, I'm gonna keep it real, okay? No shade, but I'm gonna keep it real. Justin Herbert, Jackson Dart, Anthony Richardson. Interesting mixing Anthony Richardson in. Curious to know where you guys think he might go. And then running backs, Bijan, Chubadubadu, Jonah Coleman, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan Mason, Caleb Johnson, Chris Rodriguez. Like Chris Rodriguez at 217, like we were talking about, feels like a good pick. Like got 6 touchdowns last year, which surprised me. And can easily just be replaceable. Like if Washington ends up getting Jeremiah Love, then all that just goes to shit. But I think they would lean towards a defensive player or a wide receiver before taking a running back there, because they really didn't mind just having a committee and using guys who aren't the most flashy. So solid running back room. Like waiting on these guys too when you have Bijan feels like a good move because you're just leaning into Bijan a lot. Caleb Johnson's an interesting one too. Like, is he just going to be the next Blake Corum where he does absolutely nothing his rookie year and then shows out year 2? That'd be interesting. Wide receivers look really nice. Nico Collins, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, Luther Burden. I haven't drafted a lot of Luther Burden. Feels a little expensive to me, but someone I do feel like I need to mix in just for his spike week potential and ability just to get schemed up by Ben Johnson too. Richardson feels like a backup for Lamar. Dude, that's a good call, Brooklyn Bum. That makes a lot of sense. And probably just good for his development as well. Like, I don't think that's bad. I really don't think Anthony Richardson's going to be a starter next year. But you know what, dude? I don't think it's that rough. Like, if things go well for you, I don't think it's that rough. Let's look at your stacks, though. So Justin Herbert, I think, is unstacked. Justin Herbert's unstacked. Jackson Dart stacked with Theo Johnson. And then, yeah, Anthony Richardson, I don't think he's a starter, so probably a 0. But when you take him with the last pick in the draft, like, who cares? If somehow, like, the starter gets injured or he just goes to, like, Arizona or something, like, sure, why not, man? That's a good pick. Kind of just like a bigger Kyler Murray in a way. And then, yeah, nice rookie upside at receiver. Yeah, I don't hate it. Obviously, I love Sam Laporta, so I really don't think that's a bad team. Let's see. I know Neil's usually in the streams, so we'll check his team out as well. He went with 4 quarterbacks. Interesting. First one is Sam Darnold, though, so I don't hate that. And then Rodgers and Cousins late, but Sam Darnold, Cam Ward, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Jadarian Price, Blake Corum, Emmett Johnson, Braylon Allen. So you got a lot of running backs pretty early. And then Braylon Allen past ADP. Definitely good to stop there at 6. Sam Darnold, you have stacked up with Kenneth Walker and JSN. I do like that correlation. JSN and Ken Walker on the same team. And JSN, Devontae Adams, the Lemon, Alec Pierce, Rashid Shaheed, Alec Almanor, Zachariah Branch, and Keon Coleman. Feels pretty good. I was big on Devontae Adams last year. I haven't drafted him a ton this year just because he kind of seems like a touchdown-dependent guy at this point in his career. Not getting like super long. Well, he does get long catches and touchdowns, but not like a target-dominant guy anymore, especially with Puka Nacua. But as far as someone who can get 2 touchdowns in a game, that always feels good. And then Trey McBride, Isaiah Likely at tight end. I don't love the Trey McBride, but on this team, I feel like it kind of works. And I don't hate the 4 quarterbacks for the team that you went on. Since you only did stop at Trey McBride and Isaiah Likely, and when you go like a Trey McBride or Brock Bowers, I think it's a great idea to get someone like Isaiah Likely as your second tight end. Someone who can just spike into your lineup. And if he goes somewhere like Washington, he can just really rise and be a good value. So Reached on him a bit, but I don't hate it when you just want to stop at 2 tight ends. Just get your guy. And then let's check Brooklyn Bums team. Trevor Lawrence, Malik Willis, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Brees Hall. So you did start with your 3. I feel like anytime you start with these 3 specifically, probably want to stop at 5. We'll see what the rest of your team looks like, though. Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Brees Hall, Tyler Algier, Brian Robinson, Najee Harris. Dude, your testosterone is overflowing in this room right now. You have the beefiest running back room like that I've ever seen. But there's a lot of touchdown potential here for sure. And Zay Flowers doesn't feel bad as your wide receiver 1 when you started with those guys. And then Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf, they could end up being teammates, which could bite you a little bit. We'll see what happens with that. Because, yeah, some rumors that Brian Thomas could go to Pittsburgh. Juwan Jennings, Josh Downs, Jalen McMillan. You know I love these 2 guys. Ryan Flournoy, Kyle Williams, Kyle Pitts, David Njoku, Gunnar Helm. Yeah, you know what? The 6 running backs doesn't feel bad in this team. Feels like a solid team. Feels pretty solid. We'll see if you end up getting a stack with Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas, if he stays or if he gets traded. And then, yeah, you have Josh Downs with Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor. So some nice indie correlation there. And then Malik Willis, just like, who knows what team he's going to go to. But, yeah, he can run the ball. So pretty good team, Brooklyn Bum. Well done. We'll check out Danimal's team. Danimal has Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield. I like stopping at these 2 for sure. Just leaning into Jaden Daniels a lot right there. And Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, nice Williams correlation. Demo, Rachaad White. I think that's a reach, man. Like, I like Rachaad White a lot. I think he's a good pick, but just getting someone 24 picks above ADP feels a little rich as far as my taste goes. But, you know, if he's your guy, chances are he wasn't coming back to you, because I probably would have taken him right before you. So if you wanted him that bad on your team, by all means. Tank Bigsby, Ray Davis, Jaden Blue. Yeah, feels fine. I think it's a good idea going 7 running backs on this team. Kyron's not my favorite pick in the 3rd round, but he can definitely give your team some nice floor. And then, yeah, when you started Justin Jefferson, Drake London, that's unique automatically. So I do like that you just get unique, and they can just both be top 5 wide receivers. It's not out of the range of outcomes. Mike Evans, not my favorite pick, mainly just because he's old, but I could definitely be wrong about that if he goes to the right situation. DJ Moore, I think, is a good pick. A little expensive reaching up for him at 81. I'm just a guy who loves to let guys fall to me, but it also depends how many drafts you're doing. If you're not completely maxing the contest, then just reach up and get your guys. You know, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And shoot, dude, if you pick the right guys, then you're just going to get unique in a different way. So never know how it's going to turn out. Jalen Coker, Travis Hunter. I think it's good to stop with these 7. So I think that's a good idea. Travis Hunter might be like one of the best picks or worst picks in the draft. But at pick 153, it really doesn't feel bad. I don't think there's much downside, because he's going to get some snaps on offense and he's going to get schemed up. And then you went with 2 quarterbacks and then 4 tight ends. So I don't mind that balance either. Kelsey, Terrence Ferguson, Cade Otton, Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is interesting. A little bullish report recently with seeing him doing some of the athletic stuff. And man, dude, Zach Ertz, mad respect to him. Just as a human, like, what a dog, dude. Gets injured that bad and is just pushing harder and harder to come back, even when he's almost like 40. Like, good for you, man. Pretty old tight end room with Kelsey and Ertz, but you do have the young upside in Terrence Ferguson. And then one thing I like about Cade Otton on this team specifically is with Jaden Daniels, because I think it's a really good idea when you have Jaden Daniels to target some of these free agent tight ends, because I definitely see them getting one. Even if Zach Ertz comes back, I definitely see them getting a free agent tight end. So like the big board that I showed earlier that I did this morning, I had Jaden Daniels, and I forgot to mention I drafted Isaiah Likely and Cade Otton. And I think there's a good chance one of those tight ends goes to Washington. So something I like as well. And yeah, dude, you're right. It was a tough room, especially with a lot of you guys in here. You're all sharp. And we had a little sandwich going with Brooklyn Bum, myself, Danimal, and Neil. So makes it tough. And hey, you could definitely be right going extreme unique. And shoot, man, when I drafted 64% Chase Brown 2 years ago, when he was going in like round 11, I was reaching for him 20 picks above ADP sometimes. And that turned out to be a great pick. So who knows? You never know how this stuff is going to turn out. And Njoku and Willis end up in Miami as a Steelers fan. Yeah. Njoku's going to be an interesting spot. I definitely think he can have a bounce back team. Would have grabbed a third tight end instead of Jeremy Bernard coming back with Kraft coming back from injury. Yeah, you could be right about that. Maybe I didn't take into consideration Tucker Kraft starting off slow. But like I mentioned, if there's one position that you can fade, I think it's tight end. And I'm playing for week 17 and playing for the playoffs. So I expect Tucker Kraft to be healthy then. And just in a tournament where there's 558 teams in the finals, I kind of want the extra wide receiver just to get like the possible spike week. And some of these guys who can just steam up depending on their combine as well. So I drafted a lot more like 7 wide receiver teams last year in the big board. And that's a bit of an adjustment that I'm making this year is to try and get 8 on most teams, unless I'm just starting really heavy early on at wide receiver. And I think I've mentioned it before, but a lesson from last year as well, as far as tight ends go, I was in the Puppy 4 final, and the team that won that, I believe, had Sam Laporta and Dalton Kincaid as their tight ends, who did not score any points for the entire best ball playoffs, which is insane to think about. And they won the contest just with the other players that they had. So last year might have been an outlier because I think like 18 points from like Colston Loveland and Trey McBride were really the highest scoring tight ends, which is pretty replaceable as far as these other positions. And you can catch up if you get like 10 or 11 points from your tight end position. Maybe it's different this year, but that's just something that I took away from last year personally. But yeah, maybe I should take into consideration Tucker Kraft's injury a little more because he did get hurt, like, I think in the second half of the season or right around the middle, something like that. But also with Green Bay and ACLs, like Christian Watson, man, he came back way earlier than expected and looked good. So whatever they're doing in Green Bay as far as ACL injuries goes, I think they got that pretty under control. So yeah, we're going to stop at 2 drafts tonight. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hey, let me know if you guys missed the start. We're almost at 100 subscribers. So should I do 100 subscribers for 100 pull-ups in a stream? Try and get 100 pull-ups throughout a whole draft. I have my pull-up bar right next to me here. I can put it up right behind me, and then every time I make a pick, knock out like 5 and try and get 100 in a stream, in a draft. I think that'd be kind of fun. So, hey, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know if you guys want to see that. So, I love you guys. Joy is beautiful. End stream. And hey, stay for the outro, man. I played the wrong outro yesterday. But here. Hey, damn it. Hey, down. Hey, boy. Yo. Oh, oh, dude, I just fell off my stool too. Yo, what a way to end this stream. Okay.